what are the mistakes people make backstage that leads to them getting a lot of heat?
For instance, okay, so we had recently they've been bringing a lot of people in for like the Rosebuds, right?
Yeah.
We had this girl the other day. So let me backtrack.
Okay.
We have a masseuse at every show, right? And then for the most part, that masseuse is for the top guys. Granted, they tell you okay, it's for everybody, but you know it's no, it's for the top guys. We had a girl that was an extra as a Rosebud go in there and take a massage. And Mark Carano pulled her out and she was like, "What are you doing?" Well, "I'm getting a massage." Get out. So I mean, little things like that. For instance, like I said, the masseuse is for the top guys, like hardcore for the top guys. So I remember John Cena got on Seth Rollins once because it was like his second or third week on the road. And okay, for instance, little things like this one. We're in Fresno, California. And Seth had a match. He comes to the back. And he has an ice pack on his neck. He didn't take a neck bump or anything. He just needed it. He just wanted one. So Cena's standing next to him. He's like, "How many matches have you had on the road?" And he's like, "Oh, 3." He said, "All right, just checking." And so we all knew what that meant, right? So little things like that. Little things like that. I remember Summer Rae, and I've done the same thing. I've done the same mistake too. Summer Rae. We were in Europe. We were doing a European tour. It was like the second week, but the first day of the second week. So all she did during the show was the dancing thing, right? With the fandango. So she comes to the back, and then she has this like ice pack on her ankle. And I think it was Randy. I think it was Orton, the one that called her out. So like little things like that, where it's like, "Hey, you're the new guy, or you're the new person. You shouldn't be doing that." You know, like it's stupid, but you know, little things like that. Or for instance. We used to have a lot of golden rules, locker room rules that don't exist anymore. Like for instance, back in the day when I started, if you were coming up from NXT or FCW back in the day, and you're not in the ring before the show, that was like a cardinal sin. If you're up in the bleachers sitting on your phone, that was a cardinal sin. You should be in the ring or by the ring.
Yeah.
If for instance. I'm new, and then we get into the flight, and then I'm sitting towards the front, and I have an agent towards the back. It's one of those rules where like you switch it. Okay, I get that, you know. So like I've done it a couple of times where I will see like Malenko or Arn or somebody in the back, and I'll be like, "Hey, sir, you know, let's switch." So I'll be in the front. Obviously, I have more room, so we will switch. So little things like that. That as time went on, we started losing that. If, for instance, we have a locker room that's full, and we've had a lot of locker rooms where it's cramped and it's a Raw, so you have everybody there and their bags, and it's cramped, and then you have, let's say, the World Heavyweight Champ, which actually I'll get to that in a sec. We have the World Heavyweight Champ come in, and there's no room. Get your ass up, offer your seat, right? Offer your spot. We were in San Antonio, and I remember this one, and this one like the Shield's brand new. So the Shield comes in, and because obviously they're brand new, so they didn't have a lot of media or anything like that kind of thing. So they get there early, they set their stuff, and then Dolph was the champ at the time. Dolph was the champ, so he had media day. So media day is when you have to get your ass up at 4 o'clock in the morning, do all the radio, all the TV interviews, all that other stuff, and then from there, rarely do you have time to go back to your hotel room and sleep. Normally, they'll just send you right straight to the building.
Right.
So Dolph got there a little late. So obviously, by the time we get to the locker room, which we were in San Antonio locker room is very small. It was already packed. So because the Shield got there early, they got the nice little corner. So they had this with all their bags, and they basically took up a big ass chunk. So Dolph comes in. I'm basically by the door. And I didn't have much because I figured because I knew the locker rooms already. I was like, small locker room.
Right.
I'll just take what I need in my little bag, and I'll just leave the big suitcase in the car. And so I'm by the door, and then Dolph comes in, and then he kind of looks around, sees that there's no spots, and he starts dressing in the hallway. And I'm like, no, screw that. You're the World Heavyweight Champ. Fuck that. So I remember Justin Gabriel sees that as well, and he goes up to Mike Chioda, who was obviously the main ref, the top ref, and he's like, "Hey Kiki, hey, tell Shield to kind of like move the shit," because apparently we're not allowed anymore to police ourselves, which is a shame because when I first started, if there was an issue, hey motherfucker, get your ass up. we're not allowed to do it anymore because they're gonna go complain to talent relations. And so Mike Chioda goes up to Shield and says, "Hey guys, Dolph is in the hallway changing. Would you guys move your stuff?" So then you're like, "Okay, yeah, cool, yeah." But like I said, like little things like that don't exist anymore that I wish still did, because I made my mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, and so that those rules don't exist anymore.
Right.
Which is a shame, because now what it is you have all these guys who are buddies down in NXT who they're all coming up. So now they're all buddies up on the main roster. So all the rules just kind of went out the window, which sucks.